Hey everyone! When you think of Osaka, what comes to mind? Probably incredible street food like takoyaki or okonomiyaki, right? But what if I told you that the very foundation of this culinary paradise, the city itself, is an amazing story of earth science? We're talking urban geography, climate, even seismic activity, all playing a huge role in how Osaka thrives. Today, we're not just tasting the food, we're exploring the geological and environmental forces that make Osaka unique. It's like a secret ingredient you can't see, but it's absolutely everywhere. First up, let's talk location. Osaka sits right on Osaka Bay, a rather large inlet of the Pacific Ocean. But it's not just a coastal city, it's crucially built on the vast alluvial plain of the Yodo River. Think of it, centuries of sediment, carried down from the mountains by the river, have built up this flat, fertile land. This low-lying topography is fantastic for building a sprawling city, but it also creates specific environmental challenges, especially when you consider its proximity to the coast and the water levels. It's a gift and a challenge, all in one package. Because Osaka is on a delta plain, with limited natural solid ground near the bay, the city has really embraced land reclamation. For centuries, they've been extending the city outwards into Osaka Bay, literally creating new land where there was once only water. This is vital for urban expansion, housing, and industrial development, but it also means much of the city's infrastructure rests on artificial ground. This reclaimed land behaves differently from natural bedrock, which is super important to consider when we talk about things like seismic activity and flood protection. Osaka Bay itself is a complex coastal environment. It's relatively shallow, and its waters are influenced by the inflow from several rivers, primarily the Yodo. This mix of fresh and saltwater creates a unique ecosystem, historically rich in marine life, which definitely influenced local diets and, you guessed it, street food. But it also makes the bay susceptible to environmental changes like pollution and, more critically for our discussion, storm surges. The bay acts like a funnel, which can really amplify water levels during intense weather events. Now, let's layer human geography onto this. Osaka is one of Japan's largest metropolitan areas, which means a seriously dense population. Over 2.7 million people live within the city proper, and the greater Kansai region has over 19 million. This high density means immense pressure on infrastructure, resource management, and waste disposal. Every bit of land, especially the low-lying reclaimed areas, is precious. This compact urban environment is also why street food thrives. It's a quick, accessible way to feed a lot of people in a bustling, concentrated space. Moving on to climate, Osaka falls into a humid subtropical zone. What does that mean? Well, for starters, hot, humid summers and generally mild winters. This climate directly impacts daily life, agriculture, and, you guessed it, food. The long, warm growing seasons are great for local produce, but the humidity in summer can be a real challenge for outdoor food vendors needing to keep ingredients fresh and prevent spoilage. Think about it, specific food preservation techniques have evolved partly because of this climate. Osaka summers are no joke. Temperatures frequently soar into the 30s Celsius, often with humidity levels reaching 80 to 90%. This intense heat and moisture create a breeding ground for bacteria, making food safety paramount for street vendors. You'll notice an emphasis on quick cooking, often right in front of you, or on foods designed to be eaten immediately. It also influences what people want to eat, lighter, refreshing options, or super savory, energy-boosting dishes that make the heat bearable. Staying hydrated becomes a key survival strategy, which informs drink sales too. While summers are intense, Osaka's winters are relatively mild compared to other parts of Japan, usually staying above freezing. This allows for comfortable outdoor activities much of the year. Spring and autumn offer pleasant weather, with moderate temperatures and less humidity, which is often considered the best time to visit. These transitional seasons mean different seasonal ingredients are available, influencing the rotating menus of street food stalls. From warm, hearty soups in winter to fresh spring vegetables, the climate dictates the harvest, which then dictates the plate. Here's where things get serious: typhoons. Japan, including Osaka, lies in Typhoon Alley, a region frequently hit by tropical cyclones, especially between late summer and early autumn. These massive storms bring torrential rain, powerful winds, and dangerous storm surges. For a low-lying, densely populated coastal city like Osaka, typhoons pose a significant threat to infrastructure, public safety, and, naturally, the bustling street food economy. Think about how difficult it would be to operate a food stall in hurricane-force winds and driving rain. Given this persistent threat, Osaka has developed robust typhoon preparedness strategies. This includes early warning systems, advanced flood control measures, and protective infrastructure. Large seawalls and floodgates are essential along Osaka Bay and its rivers to prevent devastating storm surges from inundating the low-lying city. These engineering marvels are a direct response to the powerful natural forces at play here, safeguarding not just homes and businesses, but also allowing the everyday rhythm, like street food vending, to quickly resume after a storm passes. It's an ongoing battle, really. Let's zoom in on storm surges. When a typhoon hits, its low atmospheric pressure and strong winds push seawater towards the coast, creating an abnormal rise in sea level. Because Osaka Bay is relatively shallow and funnel-shaped, this effect can be magnified, leading to devastating flooding, especially in the reclaimed areas. This is why those massive seawalls aren't just for show, they're absolutely critical for protecting the city's waterfront, its port facilities, and surprisingly, even the underlying land stability. Without them, a large portion of the city would be completely underwater. Now, let's shift gears underground to seismic activity. Japan is famous for earthquakes, and for good reason. It sits at the intersection of four major tectonic plates: the Pacific, North American, Eurasian, and Philippine sea plates. This makes the entire archipelago highly prone to seismic events. While Osaka isn't directly on a major subduction zone, it's close enough to active fault lines, like the Arima-Takatsuki tectonic line, to experience significant earthquakes. This continuous geological stress means building codes and urban planning must always prioritize earthquake resilience. Because of this ever-present seismic threat, Japan, and especially Osaka, has some of the strictest building codes in the world. Structures, from towering skyscrapers to humble food stalls, are designed to withstand significant shaking. Think about the engineering required: deep foundations, flexible joints, and advanced damping systems are common. This resilience isn't just for major buildings, even smaller structures, and the infrastructure supporting street food vendors, are built with earthquake safety in mind. It's a continuous, invisible effort to keep the city standing and its people safe. Remember that reclaimed land we talked about earlier? Well, it introduces another seismic challenge: liquefaction. This happens during an earthquake when saturated, loose sandy soil loses its strength and stiffness, essentially behaving like a liquid. Buildings on such ground can tilt or sink. Because much of Osaka is built on these artificial, sediment-rich foundations, mitigating liquefaction risk is a massive engineering priority. This means ground improvement techniques, like compacting soil or installing drainage, are crucial for urban development and for ensuring the stability of vital infrastructure. While less frequent, the threat of tsunamis is also a reality for coastal Japan. Major offshore earthquakes can generate massive waves, and while Osaka Bay is somewhat protected by its relatively narrow entrance, a large enough tsunami could still cause significant damage, especially to low-lying areas and port facilities. That's why public awareness, evacuation plans, and sea walls are designed to account for this as well. It's an extra layer of planning that coastal cities like Osaka must always consider when planning for the future and protecting their citizens. So, how does all this earth science connect back to our delicious street food? It's a microcosm of resilience. Vendors operate with an awareness of the climate, adjusting their offerings to the seasons and humidity. They're part of a city built to withstand powerful typhoons and earthquakes, benefiting from robust infrastructure. The very ingredients they use reflect the regional geology and climate, from seafood harvested from the bay to produce grown on fertile plains. The informal nature of street food allows it to be adaptable, bouncing back quickly after adverse weather, showcasing Osaka's intrinsic grit. Next time you're thinking about Osaka, or really any urban environment, take a moment to look beyond the surface. What's the landscape like? Is it flat, hilly, coastal? What's the climate doing? Is it hot, cold, rainy? These seemingly simple observations are the start of understanding urban geography and how human societies adapt to, and often reshape, their natural surroundings. It's like being a detective, looking for clues that explain why a city looks, feels, and even tastes the way it does. The street food is just the delicious entry point to a much bigger story. Let's circle back to the Yodo River, because its influence is constant. Not only did it build the plain Osaka sits on, but it continues to bring water and sediment, shaping the bay's ecology. River engineering projects manage its flow, crucial for flood control and preventing erosion. This delicate balance of nature and human intervention is a testament to the ongoing relationship between Osaka and its primary waterway. The river is a living, breathing part of the city's identity, providing both resources and challenges that demand constant attention from urban planners and environmental scientists alike. As Osaka continues to grow and adapt, sustainable urbanism becomes increasingly important. Balancing economic development with environmental protection, especially in such a dynamic geological and climatic setting, is a continuous challenge. This means smart city planning that considers future climate change impacts, like rising sea levels, and continued investment in disaster preparedness. The goal isn't just to survive nature's challenges, but to thrive alongside them, creating a city that's resilient, vibrant, and, of course, continues to serve up amazing street food for generations to come. It's a grand vision. So, there you have it, a journey deep into Osaka's earth science context, proving that even the most delicious street food is connected to the very ground beneath your feet. From the Yodo River's alluvial plains and the ever-expanding reclaimed land, to the humid subtropical climate and the constant dance with typhoons and earthquakes, Osaka is a city shaped by powerful natural forces. Next time you see a city, challenge yourself to think about its secret ingredients. What geographical or climatic factors are at play? You might just discover a whole new appreciation for the world around you. Thanks for watching.